X&G Media, we're headed to New Orleans for the Essence Musical Fest.
Hello, this is Garrett Smith, the CEO of X&G Media Group, just coming to you live to give my review of the Essence Music Festival that I just attended over the 4th of July weekend. This is my third time down in New Orleans and my second time attending the Essence Music Festival. So when I got down to New Orleans, the food, first of all, is just excellent down there. Fabs have some great restaurants. The hotel that I stayed in, the Ritz-Carlton, was a beautiful hotel.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. I hope everything is to your liking. If not, we can definitely make sure that we can go change to a better room that fits your needs.
Excellent.
If you need anything, my name is Kerry. Please don't hesitate to call. I'm at your service.
You're a great man, sir.
Thank you so much for coming, and we appreciate you business.
The customer service was excellent. The people are just warm and friendly. It looks like they go out of their way to create an environment that's friendly to visitors and to make sure that your services and needs are met. So basically, the Essence Music Festival is 3 days. It's 3 days of the convention, it's the convention center, and it's the arena where they have events going on at night. And then also you get a chance to go to Bourbon Street. The whole idea of the weekend is to support the businesses, and especially Black businesses that are down in New Orleans. They have some really good businesses down there that I got a chance to meet some good people and have some good conversations with folks. So let's first go into the Essence Music Festival, which is the gist of why I was down there and the reason that brings hundreds of thousands of people together around 4th of July weekend in New Orleans. The first night on Friday, it was a show that was headlined by Maxwell, and also you had many other performers that on Glorilla, some rap acts, and some new artists. You had David O and some other artists that performed that night. I had a great time. It was great energy in the arena.
This is Garrett Smith from X&G Media Group, reporting live from the Caesar Superdome down here at the Essence Musical Fest. Ready to enjoy this festivity this evening.
It was a packed environment. It goes, pretty long. It's a long event. It usually goes from 6 p.m. to about 2 a.m., 2 to 3 a.m. in the morning. So they're really trying to fill it in with approximately 7 to 8 artists. So it's a long night. So my plan was to at least do 2 nights at the arena. So I did the second night at the arena. From the first night, they had Lauryn Hill that performed. I didn't even know she was going to perform. And that's another thing I'll get into a little later on. I didn't even know she was going to perform that night. I thought it was headlined by Maxwell, but it was actually Lauryn Hill that came on after Maxwell. That went on pretty late that night. And then the second night that I went, it had Erykah Badu, which was the highlight of my night. She did an excellent performance. That's the first time I heard her live, and she did an excellent job with her performance. The sound, everything was great. She really did an outstanding job. Her stage presence, she was kind of funny. She really mixed everything together, and I just really enjoyed that. That night, it was really Jill Scott was the headliner. Also, because it was so late, the first night I didn't get a chance to see Maxwell because he came on like around 1:30, 2 in the morning, and I'm not used to doing a show that late. And then the following night on Saturday, Jill Scott came on and performed around 1:30 in the morning. And I usually leave out about midnight. That's about as much as I can do. So either night I had a good time. It was fun in the audience and the crowd, and the entertainment was great. Just enjoyed myself. And then Sunday night, I really spent more time on Bourbon Street, just networking and mixing and learning a lot about New Orleans and the great hospitality that they have down there. So a very interesting mix. Also, I got a chance to go to the convention center and support some of the vendors that are over there. They had the I guess the way Essence sets it up is that they open up the convention center at 9 a.m. and they go from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then 6 p.m. they open up the arena, and that goes from 6 p.m. until they finish up all the shows. So that's the lineup for those 3 days, for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I got a chance to mix and mingle with all those things, and it was really exciting and fun. So I had a good time. It was good to be with my people down in New Orleans. So I had a great time. So let me just get into the complaints of what went on. One of the issues and challenges this year, and one of the main complaints I saw over and over again, is that the shows lasted too long, that the performers got on too late. Even after Master P on Sunday, Boys to Men came on like 2:30 in the morning. It didn't finish till 3:40 a.m. So there was complaints about when Lauryn Hill came on, when Boys to Men came on, and it was just a constant, I guess, issue that when the headliner came on, the arenas are basically empty. And that is a problem. But it's an interesting problem because I think there were a couple of issues. The other issue is that people also complained that they felt that it was not a focus on African American culture, that somehow it's gotten away from African American culture and it's gotten more into African culture, that Target was a sponsor of the event and we should be boycotting them because they're not supporting Black business. So let's just go back to the first night with Lauryn Hill and that situation and what went on. And really, I want to just put it in a overall gist on how I feel about the lateness of the shows. As I said earlier in the video, this is my second time attending the Essence Music Festival. I attended the Essence Music Festival also in 2012. During that time, they had Aretha Franklin, God bless her soul. They had Shaka Khan. They had Mary J. Blige. All of them were headliners. My biggest complaint back then was that all of them came on about 1 o'clock in the morning. So this is nothing new. This is the Essence model that's been going on for years and years and years, that they put a slate of about 7 to 8 performers on that, when they get started, by the time they finish, it's going to be early in the morning. It seems that worked for them over the years. I think they really need to fine tune it when it comes to the marketing of it and the communication of it. And now that the years have gone on, they probably need to fine tune it. The model that worked years ago is no longer working, because one of the things that's happening now that didn't happen before is these arenas are emptying out. People do not want to be in an arena all night till 2 o'clock in the morning. So they have to come up with a better plan to fix that and work on that part of it. And just as far as the marketing, it was not clear which performers were performing on what day, because I did not want to get a ticket where I had to pay for all 3 shows, because I did not want to attend all 3 shows. So it was important that they give a breakdown of what performers perform on what days. And they did not do that until the very last minute. And it was really difficult to even understand what was going on in the convention center. It was confusing, because usually they have really good conferences and panels and things they put together. And even that was not clear, because when I went to the convention center, I found it was pretty empty. And it wasn't the size of people that they usually have. So definitely this year, the attendance was down. The feel was different. It didn't feel as coordinated overall. And I think they need to upgrade and enhance the model. And let me say my opinion about what we need to do going forward and how we need to view the challenges with the Essence Music Festival. I think as Black people, as African Americans, we need to start looking at life as business and not as entertainment. We act more like consumers than we do producers. And at the end of the day, if we're not happy with a model of something that we feel does not reflect what we need to figure out how we come up with solutions, not say, all right, we hope next year Essence solves the problem and makes us happier. What can we do to get involved and to build our business and our brand and maybe start a whole new Essence or another festival and call it something else? Because that's how business is run. When there was MySpace and people were using it, I mean, just understand that we were still using MySpace today and all the complaints you would have. But someone said, no, MySpace doesn't work. I want Facebook, I want Instagram, I want this, I want that. So you have multiple choices. Somehow in the black community, we get set on one choice that one person is going to handle this situation. The rest of us are going to sit back and be spectators. We have brilliant people with degrees. I saw people down there who, the wealth that was down there was amazing. My ticket cost me $400, and I saw thousands of people that were sitting in front of me with tickets of $500 and up. Thousands of people, at least 10,000 people that paid $500 and up to sit in that arena. So I know that we have wealth. And I understand what Essence was doing. They made a lot of money. That arena seated 76,000 people, and then an extra 20,000 of us were on the floor because 76,000 seats that for a football game. But in that arena, they put an extra 20,000 seats in there. So that's 96,000 seats that they have in that arena. So let's just say they had 70,000 people a night. What is that? $21 million a night that they made off just the arena alone. So Essence is making their money. And the one thing I have to give them credit is that they are putting together a black program in a black town, which is New Orleans. And the one thing we have to do is we have to say we have an opportunity in a town like New Orleans that's all about hospitality and is run by black folks. What are we doing to do business down in New Orleans? Are we just coming down to consume and eat? Or are we trying to partner with the people in New Orleans and come up with our own ideas on business? Because right after we left, there are new people coming in that are not black people, that are not driving black business, and they're coming up with their own ideas on what they need to do. So we need to get competitive in the market because what I plan to do at XNG meeting, and I want to make this announcement now, is I'm going back down to New Orleans in September to discuss business with the people who run New Orleans. I want to be a part of the business solution. I don't want to be a part of the group that complains and said, I hope someone else does it and does it better next year so they can produce what I believe they need to produce that reflects who I am. We no longer need to have other people reflect who we are. If we have the education, the expertise, the knowledge, we need to go down to New Orleans. It's a great opportunity, a beautiful town, great hospitality, run by us, run by us. So there's no excuse why we can't go down there and put something awesome together because that's what I plan to do. When the next Essence Festival comes around, I want to be a part of producing something. I don't want to be a part of consuming. I want to be a part of putting something together, whatever kind of event or whatever I'm going to do. I'm determined that I'm going to put something together to improve the experience for myself and others that we can relate to and we can have fun with, and that we can have a good time because I know we can do it better. I know we have the talent. I know we have the education. We can definitely do it better in a town that is run by us. So there's no reason why we can't partner with ourselves and run it better in New Orleans. The one beautiful thing that Essence did with this is they reintroduced me to New Orleans with the right mindset to say, I need to be down here more often. I need to be involved more often. And it's wonderful because just from the moment that I arrived in New Orleans, everybody was friendly and courteous and customer service oriented and ready to do business. You could tell New Orleans is about hospitality. How many events are black people having down there that represent us? Are we just waiting for Essence every year? Or in our town, we should actually have the majority of events down there. It should not just be Mardi Gras and the football games and the bowl games, stuff that really does not, we do not control and it does not involve us. So I don't want to be in a situation where we're bickering back and forth over this one event that we put together for us, but what other events can we put together that we can be involved in business down in New Orleans? And that's really my goal. And that was my learning experience because I want to have fun with a purpose. And I wasn't down there just to pop my fingers. I wanted to have fun. I love having fun. But let's have fun with a purpose. Let's go back to the drawing board and say, what can I do? Because in my role as an entrepreneur and being involved in politics, too many people say, well, Gary, that's your thing. You do it. And, I just call me when you got this or that going. But no, we need to get involved. Other communities are doing it. They don't have one group of people that are producing just one thing. They have multiple people that are competing, and it's okay to compete with Essence or other things. So maybe you're right. maybe they're not doing it up to standard, and maybe they are losing their way. So maybe it's time for them to be replaced. They've been doing this since 1995. They've been in business since 1970. Um, Maybe there's time. It's time for a new way, and there's nothing wrong with that. When you look at all the businesses that have gone under, you got Walmart and Home Depot that's taken over all these shopping centers, all these things that have gone away, and new products come in. We have to have that mindset if we're going to be competitive, because if we don't, we're going to lose these crown jewels. New Orleans is a crown jewel. They have excellent, excellent things that they're doing, and we need to be a part of it. And we need to look at the bigger picture. And that's what we're about here at X&G Media Group. That's why I'm partnering with my grandson. I'm telling him, I'm not looking at other companies to promote you. I'm not going to pick at anybody else. I'm going to make you the CEO of this company that we're putting together, and you're going to be in charge, and we're going to build the mindset, and we're going to produce for the community and make a difference in the community. And I want to be congruent with that. I don't want to just get online and talk about it. I want to be about it and do it. So that's where we're at with X&G Media Group. I had a good time down at the Essence Music Festival. It was great. There was some positives and negatives, but the important thing is how do we grow and move forward? And that's what I'm about, is moving forward. I don't have time to sit here and critique Essence after the event is over. I hope they do improve next year. But believe me, Essence made at least 50, $60 million off of that. So they are doing a lot better than a lot of us, because they are actually involved in the game, and they're making money, and they are involved in the bottom line. And I always say to people, you want to be the solution. You want to be the balance sheet. You don't want to be a sharecropper. But sharecroppers are people that when their crops are due, they have borrowed so much, and they have wasted so much money that by the time their check comes in, they have no money to invest and no money to produce for anyone else. So I want to be a person that looks at my bottom line, my balance sheet, and my assets, and how can I make a difference in the future. So thank you very much for listening. This is Garrett Smith from X&G Media, and that was my Essence Festival review. You are now tuned in to X&G Media Group. Subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. New shows dropping soon.